see you come up. Got too much weight up on my shoulder, go and fuck up. So all you hating ass niggas, shut the fuck up. I guess I gotta do it twice, cause it ain't luck. I stay running laps around you niggas, watch my back around you niggas, I don't trust enough. And no, I can't split a band with you niggas, shake no hands with you niggas, I ain't fake enough.
What up though, it's your girl DJ 313 and I am back again with episode 3 of Sneakers and Soundbites. Now, we gotta address the elephant in the room. It's been a minute, so because I kept you guys waiting so long as a result of coronavirus, we have a very special guest with us today. Introducing DJ, musician, muralist, artist, painter, all of the above, legendary Detroiter, Mr. Sheefy McFly.
Don't stop, don't quit. Let me see your footwork going jit. Let me see your footwork, let me see your footwork, let me see your footwork, let me see your footwork. Don't stop, don't quit. Let me see your footwork going jit. Let me see your footwork, let me see your footwork, let me see your footwork, let me see your footwork. Pop, pop, pop it. Drop, drop, drop it. Now pop, pop, pop it. Drop, drop, drop it. Now pop, pop, pop it. Drop, drop, drop it. Now pop, pop, pop it.
Alright, Sheefy, thank you so much for sitting down with me today here at Spot Lite. I know you've done a lot of work with them. Tell me a little bit about how that relationship came about.
Yeah, I really enjoy the Spot Lite team, they family. Spot Lite 1X run, they opened like last year around movement. I played a set here during movement, and I was the first solo exhibition here as well. So my exhibition been up since September, and we're doing the closing show in February. So it's just been love the whole time. It's definitely been an experience. It's like one of the dopest new spots in the city right now, and it's cool to help spearhead it.
The vibe here is unmatched, guys. If you haven't had a chance, please make sure you make your way down here. Sheefy's art is displayed all over the venue. It is beautiful. So make sure you get down here and check it out. So when we talk about your success, obviously, I always say, I have a quote, you can't have victory without having a little bit of adversity. It's just not a thing that happens, right? So back in 2018, you had a brief run-in with the police, and you were doing a mural that you were commissioned to do by the city of Detroit to deter graffiti. And you were mistaken as a vandal. And I know that had to be crazy frustrating for so many different reasons. Can you tell me a bit about what that felt like at that point in your career?
It was definitely, like now looking back on it, I can see it was a changing point, like it was like a divine order type of thing, because it really shed light on a lot of different things that was happening in Detroit. Like them bringing in muralists, but at the same time, you know, like I'm in jail for, you know, doing something for the city. So it was just an oxymoron that needed to happen. But nonetheless, it got me ready for like that type of press, and to be able to speak for myself at a moment's notice, you know, because that all happened like in 7 days, and I already had interviews on the news before that happened. So it just all did a crazy snowball effect that was just insane. Like I can't even explain it, but it was definitely God-given. So I had to really see it as it was a blessing in disguise, definitely. When it was happening, it felt different. But not being away from it, not being away from it, I see why it happened, and I'm happy I handled it the way I did.
I was very, very impressed, and I know just even looking at the footage of then and now, you can see your just level of growth and ability to, you're right, speak up without hesitation at a moment's notice. And one of the things you said where it was an oxymoron, you're 100% right about that, but I think it was still great at the same time, because you're right. I think it did allow you a little bit more insight, you know what I mean? It did prepare you for those situations. And again, I think any type of adversity, whether it's warranted, unwarranted, is always good, because if you make the best out of it, it helps you grow as a person. So I think that was awesome. Now, again, the irony in the whole situation, you're arrested and mistaken as a vandal, but you're doing something to beautify the city, right? So one of the questions I have is that some people would view graffiti as vandalism, right? Whereas you have another group of people who look at graffiti as an art form in and of itself, right? And one of the things that I noticed you said was you know, there needs to be some sort of education because you have to know the difference in order so those types of situations don't continue to happen. What would you say is the difference between a muralist and someone that is simply just doing graffiti, regardless of what the purpose is behind it?
It depends on the artist. It definitely depends on who's holding the spray can, because you do have graffiti artists that want to deface. You feel me? You do have graffiti artists that just do it for the culture, because a lot of graffiti artists are not talking to like the mass population. They're talking to themselves. Like it's a whole, you know, street lingo. So you're seeing who getting up. You feel me? Who name around there? Who tagging over who with other crews and stuff. So it's definitely an encoded language that you got to understand. And a lot of graffiti artists are breaking into like, you know, just high art. You feel me? Like you got Cause and people like that. You feel me? Like that started off in graffiti. Basquiat, you feel me? Keith Haring, you feel me? So it's a thin line, but at the same time, it's the same thing. It's just literally who's holding the spray can. Because like with murals, it's like that's a commission piece. You feel me? So I've always been commissioned to do work. I never really did graffiti like that. You feel me? But I can see why, you know, the powers that be do have this type of idea about graffiti. Like in LA, it's a little bit more freeform. New York too. Detroit is just now getting used to using art in a great way. You feel me? Because like we got Tyree Guyton, like he got a whole fucking street. You feel me?
Yes,
like,
yeah.
You know, he got a whole performance art piece on the street that's been around since the 80s.
Yeah.
You know, and there's definitely other graffiti artists that's in the city and stuff like that too. Before art was accepted in Detroit, so
yeah,
that was the point of like, I think that's why my situation happened, to show the gray areas that's happening in Detroit, so we can actually build towards better things. That happened, and it eventually led to like with the big mural projects downtown and stuff like that, and more companies being open to art. You feel me? Not putting the term of graffiti on it or nothing like that. It's art. It's all art. It's just literally who's holding a paintbrush or a spray can.
I totally agree. Intention. I think that is one of the key words you mentioned there. Intention. It all starts with intention. So, and I do think that opened the door to a lot of other things. So, how did Corona and the pandemic affect your life in general?
It made me hustle harder, because it's like I'm not about to get no loans, nothing. I'm not about to be dependent on anything. All I do is art. So that's what I need to focus on. And before COVID actually hit, that's when I did my solo exhibition in LA. So when I came back from the solo exhibition from LA, that's when COVID just wiped the world out. And then I was just in my apartment painting. And then with me working with 1X Run, they sell art online. And it's global, you feel me? It's a global reach. So that's when I really started hitting hard, and we was doing just drops back to back to back. And that's what really got the hype and got people collecting. And that's what really started just, like I feel like I've been in a frenzy, because it's still a pandemic now, you know?
Yeah.
It's not over. You feel me? Like people still getting sick and everything. You know, definitely anxious in me. Like, you know, I'm an artist. I gotta get this shit done. Put my faith in my paintbrush. That just went up.
I think that was the craziest part for me, you know, and I think one of the coolest things I thought was when you did the pop-ups, and you would pop up on, you know, on location and say, hey, I'm gonna be in front of this mural. I absolutely love that, because one of the murals that you did a pop-up at was the Detroit Never Left piece.
Yeah.
That is, to me, if you guys have never checked out that mural, please make sure you go check it out. It's one of my favorites, because it's one of those pieces that no matter how many times I look at it, I still want to get a look at it when I drive by. Like, there are times I'm driving and I'm like, I'm about to flip my car over, knowing I've seen it 7 times, still want to get a look at it, right? So I thought that was a really dope thing, and I loved seeing people support you in that way, because every time I came out, there were lines down the street and around the corner.
Yeah.
So how did it feel having that support in the midst of a pandemic?
I feel like with a lot of artists, they are usually behind agencies and the galleries and stuff like that. I'm an artist, I represent myself. Like, I'm not I'm not fearful of my fan base or nothing like that. So it was something innovative that actually just broke a barrier. We hold art in such a high manner that we feel like we can't attain it. So that was one of the things that I wanted to do, to show that everybody deserves a piece of art in their home. You feel me? Not just the aristocrats. So I feel like that was a way of me, giving the public a chance. Like if you want a Sheefy piece, you feel like you can't afford it, come meet me right now. You feel me? Like I got something for you.
Come get it in the ice cream truck. Pulled up, slinging paintings out the tricked out truck. It was amazing.
I just be chilling, man. Like I don't see the success other people see on me. I try to keep that grinding around me, and that's why I appreciate Detroit. And just, the love that I get, from home, like it's crazy enough. Cause like, people just hold me just up high. But it's just like, I feel like I'm just still, just still down to earth.
We were talking about the Detroit Never Left piece. And again, going back to adversity regarding artwork and censorship, and specifically the city, like the more political side of Detroit. So the slight censorship of that piece. So tell me in your words what happened with that situation, for those who don't.
Yeah, about to say it, like I feel like it just got, well, people just like friction, you feel me? I wasn't trying to make it like a big deal or nothing like that. But I was chilling with one of my homies from LA, I'm showing them around to different murals and stuff. It's like the middle of the night, we just hit Lafayette Colony, we going over here. I'm like, hey, this is one of my walls. And then I look at the wall, and they paint like censored by the city on this shit. So I'm like, what is this? So I took a picture of it, posted it, and then I wake up, that shit had like 1,500 likes. And then the editor of Metro Times the next day, he spoke to me about it. And I kept saying, like, I'm not trying to make it a big deal, but I just see it say censored by the city. You feel me? And all this, it's a butt crack. It was just like somebody enforcing their own power. And it's just talk to the artist. That's all I was just trying to get across. Like, just talk to the artist. Don't touch my work. You feel me? Talk to the artist, because like I feel like I'm blessed enough, at least in Detroit. But people don't tag over my work. But people respect my work as art. So that was really, the first time I seen Defacement, and it was Defacement because of censorship, because of a woman's body. You feel me? Like, and I wasn't trying to degrade, nothing. Like, it was just a woman dancing in my eyes. So it just shows what, the growth that we're still learning, in the midst of street art and murals in the city of Detroit. So it was another necessary thing that had to happen. But I just left it up because it's to the point where I want people to see, like, these are the things that are going on. Because it's not like the city came down and painted. I learned that this, whoever, someone from the city was pressuring the building owner to get it painted over. And he initially painted over it himself, and he wrote censored by the city because the city wanted it censored, not him. So the building owner painted it, but it was the city's enforcement that made him paint it.
Right.
So that's what I wanted to get across. I wasn't saying like, somebody came down from the city. But if I see censored by the city, it's like, that's the first thing I'm gonna react off of.
Censored by the city.
So I just saw that and I posted it on Instagram, and it just went up.
Yeah.
But it wasn't intentional or nothing like that. Like I don't try to get fame also off of abrasiveness and stuff like that. Like I'd rather people just focus on my art.
And I don't, again, going back to how you're received with the city, I think that's why it went up the way it did, because people was like, hell no. People were upset,
No, but it was crazy. Like I didn't even realize it. It was up for a little while. I didn't realize it until I'm just showing my homie from LA around. I'm like, what the hell is this?
And I'm sure that was frustrating. Like, I'm showing you some work I did, and but with you spearheading a lot of the projects in Detroit and doing a lot of murals and working a lot with bedrock, do you think that these types of situations, now having that growth, having had the run-in with law enforcement in 2018 for a completely ass backwards situation for what it's worth, and then having this censorship situation come up, when it's not huge, right? But still, you want to start that discussion. Do you think working with bedrock and doing things like that make your interaction with, air quote, the new Detroit a little bit easier?
I feel like whatever arena I'm in, people just deal with me. you know, like they just got to deal with me. Like I do the job A+ every time. So, and that's how it is with bedrock. Like, cause we ain't know what was gonna happen with that rolling rain. You feel me? But now it's the biggest shit that ever happened. So we got a report now. Like I have a report with bedrock, and man, that's just crazy to even think of. Like 5 years ago, I wouldn't even think. Like I'd be working with bedrock, you know, like doing projects around the city, like it's crazy. But I have a rapport with them, and I feel humbled to have so many genuine connections with, like, you know, Library Street Collective, 1X Run, people here at Spot Lite. You feel me? So many other different galleries, and just, you know, people want to see me move forward. Absolutely. So I definitely I enjoy that.
When we talk about you having a rapport with bedrock, right? You have street cred because you do a song with Baby Tron. So it's like you moving in all these different arenas, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Did you ever think as a painter that you would be able to do all these multifaceted things, seriously make Detroit a part of the discussion when you talk about an art renaissance by adding things like, you know, Coney collectibles and all of the different things you've done, but at the same time be able to turn and say, you know what, I'm about to drop a song with Royce the 5'9", I'm about to drop a song with Baby Tron, and still have it be respected and appreciated. Did you ever think that was possible for yourself?
I projected it. I definitely projected it. I didn't know it was gonna happen like how it's happening, but this is what I always wanted to do. I've been making music, you know, for a long time, like since a teenager. I've been drawing my whole life. So I always wanted to do everything I wanted to do. So now it's like, you know, it's just becoming real well-rounded right now. You feel me? Like just more polished. I've been investing a lot, you know, in the music and stuff like that. You feel me? Like, you feel me?
And you know, you've been doing a little bit of everything, and it is like I said earlier when we were talking about the midway, the roller rink. We were talking about how long. Can you tell it? Because that was off camera. Because we got to talking, y'all. Can you tell everybody how long you had to get that project done?
We had like just about 7 days. So I had like a team with me, a team of artists that I trust and stuff. So that was the first time I really had to step up and know how to make a piece outside myself, like it's not just me out there painting. And it was definitely an experience to be in the middle of downtown just all night, just hearing the chargers, you feel me, just all the commotion, you feel me, you see, you know, the Quick and Loans crowd during the day, you feel me, you see the hood come out at night, and it was just the experience, you know, so I felt like just, that was the essence of the piece as well, like I was actually there, like in the middle of the street, just painting behind these walls, like, so it was so secluded yet, like we was just around everything, and it made it something that you can only do in Detroit.
Yes.
So that's what made it, that's what really warmed my heart about it. Just a lot of the things, Detroit is the reason that I'm an artist, so I feel like I pay homage first before I show my styles. So that's like why I do Coney Dogs, why I put like the Jit Man in my murals from time to time. You feel me? Like I definitely leave pieces of Detroit in my pieces because it is for Detroit. You feel me? And I feel like Detroit is embracing that, and that's a big part of my success.
Detroit is embracing it heavily. And I've even seen a couple Sheefy McFly tattoos floating around here.
Yeah, I've been saying that. That's crazy.
A couple Jit Mans. I'm not gonna lie, I thought about it myself. I'm like, that's a vibe. That's really cool. So, speaking of doing things and leaving breadcrumbs and really pushing the mold, one question I have for you is, and I'm sure our viewers have too, can you define an NFT?
All right.
I heard somebody in the background laugh like,
I've been selling them, you feel me? I've been selling them. So I started selling NFTs last February around this time. And my first few was like for an ETH. So I seen one ETH go from 1750 to 3,400 like in a few months. Now ETH is probably like 2,500. But that's like the main like coin that they trade with NFTs. NFT is a non-fungible token, so it's basically an encode, and it's like a website link. So you got this encoding, and with the encoding, you match it with a digital medium, so it can be a photo.
Okay.
It can be a JPEG. It can be a song.
Okay.
It can be a video clip. It can be a tweet. But as long as it's a digital medium that you can match with this encoding, that's what people buy. So it's not necessarily about the like with Bitcoin or Ethereum, you're trading the same coin back and forth.
Right.
But with NFT, each one is different, so that's why it pairs right with art.
Okay.
You feel me? So
Okay.
it's like it's necessarily like you're buying the encoding. The encoding is the certificate of authenticity. You feel
That's
me?
what I was
So
just
it's
about to
like,
say. Okay.
you know, so people, when they buy the piece, they get the encoding, and then that's what's valuable. You know, the piece is valuable as well, but when it's resold or something, like I got like at least 10% cut every time it's resold.
Nice.
You feel me? So like that's what's dope about NFTs. Like whereas if I sell a painting or a piece, if somebody resell it, I don't see none of that. You feel me? So that's like something that's dope for artists. And I feel like it's just a new realm. Like it's not necessary, but it's just good to know about it. Yeah, like I've been seeing success in it.
They been going crazy. Killing them, man. They have been flying off the shelves. I'm like, this is crazy.
It's crazy. Because essentially it's just the JPEG, but I see it's like, you know, like if I own a Rolls Royce, you take a photo of the Rolls Royce, that don't mean that you own it, you feel me? So that's a lot with NFTs. A lot of people be like, if I screenshot this, I got the same piece.
So this segment we're gonna move into is called This or That. So I'm gonna give you a topic and you have 5 seconds to answer either this way or that way.
Bet.
Ready?
Yeah.
First thing, Family Guy versus Boondocks.
Boondocks.
I should have guessed that one. Weed Man versus the Dispensary. It's a hard one.
Dispensary.
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 All right, bet.
I give money. You know, I give them both money though, so it's cool.
And I know you did a little bit of work with Skyman, so that's
Yeah.
right. Shout out Skyman
Shout
Cannabis.
out
We see y'all.
Skyman. Shout out Viola. We got shit in the works too.
We see y'all. A grape, Fago, or Burners. Burners. Any Fago or Burners. Burners. All right.
It's a lot of sugar in Fago.
It is a lot of sugar in Fago.
It's an insane amount of sugar in Fago.
Fur or Gators.
Ooh, you trying to? I don't even know. This is the one. I'm gonna pause on Gators.
Gators. All
I
right.
just got my first fur.
I thought you were gonna come in. I'm shocked you
I
didn't pull
can't,
it out.
I can't
can't
wait
do that.
today. I can't wait today.
You can't do it every day. It's gotta be
Yeah,
an
you feel me?
occasion. You know.
I
You
don't
gotta
want
be.
people, thinking I'm selling drugs and shit. You just gotta be walking around in that mink.
See, you got the slugs.
You feel
Got
me?
the mink
The
on.
Gators, I can't do that every day.
All right. DJing versus painting.
Ooh, painting.
The midway drive-in or the roller ring.
Ooh. Roller ring.
The roller ring.
Roller ring.
Why?
It's just more festive. It's in the middle of the summer. You know, like the driving is fun too. Like we just had a movie like the other night and stuff.
Yeah.
I'm working on like a documentary short that we're gonna be showing at the drive-in too.
Go.
So it's like it's exciting. Like it's still fun, but both of them at the beginning stages. But yeah, definitely roller ring.
Party or in the house?
It's a party wherever I go. I'm a party. I'm the experience. So I can't help it.
Okay, either one, you gonna be turned.
Yeah, you feel me? Even in the crib, that's the party. You feel me?
Gold slugs or wood buffs?
Bugs.
Buffs over the slugs. All right, that's Detroit. It's Detroit.
Yeah,
Yeah, y'all better know.
Well, them gold teeth feel different.
Do
They
they?
feel different.
Do
I can't
they?
even front. You gotta get 8 top and bottom. You gotta fill the mouth full of gold.
I'm gonna try.
You gotta get 8 top and bottom to see how that shit feel.
All right, y'all heard it first. Sheefy told me to get a grill, so if y'all see me pop up on the next episode with the slugs, y'all know
feel me?
why.
You got the bus, you got the chain, you might as well get the grill.
Hey, Sheefy, thank you so much for
No
playing
problem,
with me today.
no problem.
And more importantly, thank you so much for coming and getting this interview done. I want to give another shout out to Spot Lite Detroit for hosting us today. Huge shout out to Sheefy McFly for tapping in with us, getting this interview done. And y'all know the vibe. We'll be back soon with another episode of Sneakers and Soundbites. So make sure you like, subscribe, comment, all that fun stuff. But now we out of here, man. Next time.
Going fuck up. So all you hating ass niggas, shut the fuck up. I guess I gotta do it twice, cause it ain't luck.